My name is Cale Buhr, and I'm from South Central Nebraska. I farm corn, soybeans, and we grow seed corn. And I farm with my dad and my brother. Yeah, this is my first time in both Honduras and Guatemala. And Central America isn't exactly a huge market for soybeans where I come from. So, for instance, it's been great getting to know the other participants and learn how infrastructure plays a role in getting their soybeans to wherever they go. From 2017 to 2020, I spent the majority of my time at the Nebraska Soybean Board doing the market development. And whereas Nebraska's soybeans are primarily exported via rail, it goes out through the PMW and then hits on a lot of the markets in Southeast Asia. I had the opportunity to get to know a lot of industry contacts and buyers from markets such as China, which is our biggest market, but then also the Philippines, Vietnam, maybe some of those smaller Southeast Asia countries that people might not be aware that we have a footprint in. And like I said, I got the opportunity to meet with a lot of contacts and get to know really good people. And not only that, but I also had the opportunity to work with the checkoff's partner organizations such as USEC, the Soybean Export Council, and see that from a staff perspective. The Soybean Checkoff has a lot of great collaborations and partnerships, and a number of them that are down here in Honduras and Guatemala with us. So the WISH organization, the World Initiative for Soy and Human Health, is very present in these two markets where they work to maybe take some of these potential markets that haven't had a footprint in that, and they bridge the gap between industry contacts and making sure that they're educated and that they're educated in how they're buying soy and so they know what they're buying essentially. We've also spent time with USAPEC, which would be the Poultry and Egg Export Council. Poultry is a huge source of protein and food in both Honduras and Guatemala, so learning their role in working down here as well. USMEF, the Meat Export Federation, is also another organization that has a footprint down here, and then obviously USEC, the Soybean Export Council, really getting into these markets that are maybe not as well established and more emerging, but important markets where we need to have a presence in as well. We're about halfway through our trip, and we are here in Antigua, Guatemala, and we are attending a reception that's being put on by WISH that focuses on the food security dialogue. And we also just had the opportunity to hear from Guatemala's Minister of Agriculture, Maynor Estrada. And then tomorrow we're going to be attending the rest of the food security dialogue with some of the participants here. And WISH is another one of USB's partners that's extremely important. And they work hand in hand with the U.S. Soybean Export Council, where USEC has a footprint in 80 countries. WISH has a footprint in 29. And they mention filling the gap between emerging markets and industry contacts in emerging countries such as Honduras and Guatemala, where it's very important that U.S. soy has a presence. I wanted to come on this mission for a couple of different reasons. The first reason is I want to become, I guess you could say, a walking billboard for the soybean checkoff. I want it to be a live, living testimonial for everyone that's curious about the checkoff. I feel like so many times, even back home, there are farmers around me who are just unfamiliar with the checkoff, and I want to be able to relate to them, my experiences down here, and not only that, but to relate to them the organizations and really the broad expansion that the soybean checkoff has. And I hope to hopefully someday put my name in the ring to be on the United Soybean Board. And as time goes on, I think about my previous role with the Nebraska Soybean Board and how I've had the unique position to be working with a great staff and great farmers that are administering the checkoff, to where I'm now a checkoff paying member myself. I've seen how it's done and now I'm doing it, and I want to continue that role as time goes on.